Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. So today is July 11th, and I'm back here by Sitaram Palaya for my late afternoon walk and bringing you this dose of Rashmi from here. Let's go ahead get started for today. Today's dose of Rashmi is an integrated intelligence organization operates with care for its customers as part of its core purpose and does not look at its customers as a means to profit alone. So, as usual, I arrived at this dose of Rashmi based on my morning practice and Sadhguru insight. Sadhguru talked about uh, something on the lines that two bodies can only have encounters, they cannot have relationship. To have a relationship, you have to have emotions, energy beyond just bodily interaction. So now looking at this in the context of the three-layer Rashmi attention identity architecture and keeping in mind what I've talked about, the PM squared and how the PM squared maps to the four dimensions, body, mind, emotions, and energy. So just a quick recap: purpose maps to energy, mind is money, product is the body, and market is emotions. So now when you look at a layer one organization, it is predominantly a transaction that involves the exchange of a product and service in exchange for money. So it is an exchange of the core body of the organization with the customer, right? And that transaction then gets logged as money gets exchanged, and it's purely that is the purpose of the business relationship. And this is where being a product thinker and being a exponent of product thinking and a huge fan of product thinking, I think product thinking genuinely was a huge leap in terms of how we build products, because product thinking placed user centricity and customer centricity as a core principle when you're building products. So when you look at it, so instead of it being all about the exchange of product and service for the money, now with product thinking we start with user and customer centricity. So we place what the market or the customer wants front and center, and we build products based on that. And that is where now we have brought in emotions. So that starts becoming a true customer and the vendor relationship. And it builds lasting relationships. That's what led to subscription models. That's how users would keep coming back. However, if you look at this, and this is what the realization for me was as I would advise people about product thinking, the core of product thinking, the goal is still profit. Money is still king. Everything else is secondary. And when you are approaching it that way, while you've made user and customer centricity front and center, but eventually in a money first organization, that is where this is the inverted pyramid that we go from money, market, product and purpose gets bolted in. So profit and money still rules. And while we talk about customer and user centricity, it is all driven based on how to drive more retention, how to drive more engagement, and how to grab the user's attention. And that is where at layer three and with the PM squared, you start with purpose first. And when you do that, it is all about the equivalent in yoga is it's all about energy. You truly care for what is really good for your customer, and then build the product. The market follows, and eventually, yes, money is important, money follows. That's how you build successful businesses which are care centered and purpose centered. And now coming to a practical demonstration, so whatever we are doing at the RASHMI.ai or seeds, our core purpose is to help humans reclaim attention and then use technology from whatever emerges based on the attention being placed towards genuinely aligned action for humans. And everything that we are building, whether it is products or ecosystems, is with that goal. So stay tuned for more on that. Thank you.